Stepped into Dave's dimension so wild, where chaos rules and sanity's exiled. Tech toys and gadgets fill the air. Superheroes talk without a care. In this realm of wires and light, late night sessions feel so right. Insanity's dance we all embrace, a smile found on every...
Hey guys, welcome back again to Dave's Dimension. Welcome back again for hold up, lost myself for a second. Welcome back again to Dave's Dimension. Welcome back again for Dimension Download Live. We're trying out something a little different, trying to get back into doing the lives. Of course, this Saturday you guys can join me and Dre the Geek Dad on the Outer Dimensions podcast as it makes its triumphant return this Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern. So please come and join us then. But I'm trying to get back into doing my own lives on my Dave's Dimension exclusive lives, that is. I hope everyone's doing good. And also, I'm also going to throw the link in the chat below. So if anyone wants to join the discussion live on screen, on camera, you guys can do that by clicking the link below. And I'm going to pin that to the top of the chat just in case anyone wants to join. There we go. All you got to do is click that link, watch your head on your way through the portal, and you guys will jump on. Now, Tuesday nights, I know you guys have a whole plethora, a whole gambit of choices. So anyone who's deciding to join me tonight, I appreciate you. Appreciate you guys tremendously. First up in the chat, we got the man, the myth, the maker himself, Millennium Workshop, popping up in the chat saying, "Hey, good evening, everyone. I do apologize. I am under the weather. Rex, I hope you're doing good." Rex is making some fire. Now, a lot of people know him for making Star Wars content, but he recently did a video where he made this amazing Vecna. This Vecna head from Stranger Things, of course. And anyone who's into 3D printing or getting into 3D printing, if you guys aren't already following Millennium Workshop, what the hell are you doing with your lives? Why are you depriving yourself of all the amazing knowledge that Rex imparts? Rex, not only does he do amazing videos where he's making these one-of-a-kind creations, almost always all 3D printed, but he's also, he's done some, those who have P1S printers by Bamboo, he has a video from about maybe a year to a year and a half ago where he did some amazing upgrades that definitely improves the quality of life if you have a P1S printer from Bamboo Labs. So definitely go ahead and check him out. He's got the greatest stuff around. He helped me tremendously when I was doing the Flux pack behind me, the Back to the Future Proton pack. He helped me with the painting and with so many tips and tricks for, bonding pieces together. He's a wealth of knowledge. You guys should definitely check him out. So I really appreciate him coming through the chat. We also got Ultra Carzilla saying, Ultra Carzilla's in the house. What's up, Dave and Millennium Workshop? There you go. And Ultra Carzilla is always getting the latest and greatest pickups. If you're into wrestling and also modding, we get a little hand pink waving. It doesn't show me the emoji here, so I appreciate it. We got Tony. Tony, and I believe Tony is from the North Ontario Ghostbusters. If you're not already following them, please go ahead and do so. And I know, Tony, this is like the pregame show. Tony, I know this is the pregame show because usually at 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern, you guys definitely want to check out Generation X-Wing podcast. They hit the airwaves, I believe, on Tuesday nights at about 10 p.m. Eastern. So maybe this is the pregame show. This is the hangout before the real party begins, where you guys can hop over there. So who knows? Tony's saying, hey, Rogue. We got Rogue Demon Collects saying, hey, yo, everyone. We got Tony saying, hit that like and subscribe. Don't forget to share the stream. Most of the people in this chat are already a part of the dimension already. So I appreciate you guys. And hey, if you want to share this, now I used to do Tuesday night talks But the problem was there's a lot of people in collector space who do streams on Tuesday nights. And honestly, Tuesday nights, Mondays and Tuesdays are kind of like they're like the open nights for me because Fridays I'm usually just working on stuff in the background. If you notice, the firehouse, she is growing. We got the obviously first floor, second floor, third floor. We have the pylons, the poles for the roof now. So I mean, I'm probably going to have this done maybe in another maybe week and a half to 2 weeks. Maybe we'll see. I'm in 3D printing like crazy. If you notice, usually I would have the proton packs over to this side. I had to shift them around because I needed the space for the firehouse. The firehouse is a massive endeavor. Just to show you guys real quickly, I'm going to turn off tracking. Here we go. And let's see if we can get the camera to turn around. Yeah, it's massive. It is massive. Just to show you guys, there is a Playmobil firehouse right here. And look at this mega, no pun intended. Look at this mega firehouse. I am going to be printing the roof. There's going to be a helipad up there. There's going to be a helipad for the Ecto 2 to go on there. This is Kenner scale in case anyone's wondering. And I will be displaying all my Kenner figures here. We're going to be touching a base on Ghostbuster figures in a second because there was some news from Hasbro today. If you're a Ghostbuster and you don't already know, there's been some delays, and we're going to talk about that in just a few minutes. Again, guys, I apologize for the sniffling. Like I said, I'm a bit under the weather here. Again, appreciate Ultra, Demon, Tony, Rex from coming through. Again, we got that link. All you have to do is click that link and you can hop on. We will talk about anything and everything you want. Ultra Car says gonna need to get the MTFs to make Roman Reigns doesn't hijack me to confront Dre over who's the true and real Master Chief. Well, we know who's the tribal chief, right? And speak of the devil, let me just scroll through the chat real quick. We got Tony.
Hey.
Tony from the North Ontario Ghostbusters, and also a bit of a 3D person himself, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So, me and Tony are going to have words to talk about tonight, guys. And if you're not part of the conversation, I understand if you guys need to step away. But Hasbro sent out emails today. At least here in the States. I don't know if you.
Oh, I got one too.
Okay. So the big news of the day is Hasbro has delayed both the 1984 Proton Pack based off of the HasLab. You would figure, hey, they built the HasLab in like record time. An 84, which is just a more cleaner version of it, less work to do weathering. You figured that'd be a no-brainer for them to spit that out. They started pre-orders back on those back on GB Day of 2025. I remember because I pre-ordered mine right on my phone while I was there on Varick Street at the firehouse, like any Ghostbuster would. Plus, the Hasbro team, Emily and blanking on, is it Adam? I think his name is part of the HasLab team. They had the 84 pack there along with the Ectoglow figures, the Ectoglow Ecto 1, the Ectoglow Slimer, and Stay Puff. Everything was all on display. That was before the rain came down. But I remember because me and Archer were standing side by side when they unveiled the 84. He was like, you see the outline there? I was like, yeah, I see the outline. Yeah, you called it. Archer called it. They were going to do a pack. And they did the 84 pack. But we did pre-orders. They were slated to go shipping out March. Now, not until May. I made a joke to one of my buddies. I was like, any way we can like contact Hasbro and just have them bring them to GB Day of 2026?
Honestly, though.
Yeah, logistically, it would be a nightmare. But imagine like 10 delivery trucks just back up. It's like
they have a warehouse.
Just
there,
dogs and cats, mass hysteria. But yeah, it's like, okay, so now we have to wait until May. But now the Ectoglow Ecto 1 was also slated for roughly the same time frame. Now it's being delayed till May 1st. Okay. I'm like, that's not too bad because we have to wait until what, August for the Ectoglow Slimer and Stay Puff.
Yep.
So I mean, it's not that big of a thing. Although I'll be honest, my Ectoglows are still packaged because I'm not opening them up until I have the Ectoglow Ecto 1, because I do plan on having them displayed in the firehouse with the with my Kenner reissues. I don't have any. I do technically. I have a Ziploc bag with a few salvaged original Kenner figures, but I have the Kenner reissue. I have the Fright Future reissue figures, and I have the Ectoglows. So this Kenner firehouse is going to be populated by every iteration of the Ghostbuster Kenner figure reissues that I have. So, and I do have some USB black lights.
Nice.
So I was thinking of trying to rig something up so that it'll make the Ecto 1 glow in the background with the Ectoglow figures, even though the other figures obviously won't glow. So I do plan on doing a few special things with the firehouse. But yeah, that's one of the reasons why I was getting psyched. But I was like, okay, now I have more time. I mean, I still have a Kenner reissue Ecto 1 still in the box.
Nice.
I was thinking of giving that away as a prize for a stream for the Cure later this year.
Ooh, nice.
But I also played around with the idea. Can I get some glow in the dark paint and just make my own Ectoglow Ecto 1?
You could.
It's a thing. Or I could weather it to make it look like an Afterlife Ecto 1 Kenner Ecto. Hey, it's a thing we could do.
You could do it. You could do it.
But I mean, how did you feel about that? The news.
Honestly,
Were you like, those sons of a... I mean,
I'm curious if they're still going to charge it on when they said they were originally going to charge it on.
I mean, it should be that they should not be charging until it ships.
I agree with you. I fully agree with you on that one. That's why I'm like, okay, 2 extra months, amazing. Like, you can start saving up for it. But if they charge still on that day and then ship later, I'm going to be pissed. Right?
I mean, I made arrangements because, like, my job, once every so many months, we get a bonus.
Okay.
The bonus is only so much, though, after taxes. You gotta love that. So I was planning on, like, okay, I'm going to set this money. I got the money aside. I'm going to set it aside. I'm like, okay, I can put on one of my cards. It'll just sit there until it's ready to be charged. And then, now it's not until May, which means we won't get charged until May. Now, for me, it's not the greatest idea. I mean, I can still set the money aside, which I'm going to do. But May for me, that's crunch time. Because, there's this little thing that happens early in June that a lot of Ghostbusters like to go to.
It's just a little thing, right?
It's this thing that's been going on for, this is going to be what year? Is this year 7 or 6? No, this is year.
Ooh, I think it's 7.
No. This is year 6. This is year 6 because last year was 5 years later. So that was our running theme last year.
Fair. Yep.
Because the 40th was obviously 2024. So, 41 years was last year. So this is the 42nd year of Ghostbusters. Because we all know the answer to life, the universe, and everything is 42. So there you go. Easy way to remember that now. The Buffalo Ghostbusters have been doing the Ghostbusters Day events this is year 6. It feels weird. And I'll be honest. Like I joked, I was talking with my wife. She was like, she's like, you don't have to go. I was like, I kind of do. Yeah,
it's an obligation, right?
Well, I've been there all 5 years, so it's kind of like, all 5 years I've been there.
Good for you.
So,
I wish.
I mean, the thing is, being a part of the team that organizes it, it's all hands on deck.
Oh, for sure.
And it's been getting bigger and bigger each year. And last year, the one thing that the Buffalo Ghostbusters were worried about the entire time is like, one of these years it's going to rain, and what's the reaction going to be? Are people going to turn away? Is it going to make the event less of an event? But no, when it started raining last year, some people seek shelter. Some people started dancing. We had a live DJ there. He was playing music. He was playing like Purple Rain, Blame It on the Rain, any kind of like Rain and Men. The DJ was great, playing it to the crowd. There were so many people. Like if you're in the Ghostbusters community, people like Chris Sorrentino, Baby Belushi. He was dancing in rain. Like everyone, there's kids. There was this footage. Fortunately, I had some very not so good memory cards on my camera. I lost a ton of footage that fortunately that day. But there was a kid, and then this other guy jumped, they were just dancing in the rain. Everyone was just having a fun time. I mean, we had Jason Reitman, Carrie Coon, McKenna Grace was there, Eric Wright of Ghostbusters, obviously of Ghost Corps, Sony Studios, executive producer for everything Ghostbusters. And they're out there even in the rain, and everyone's having a great time. The line was we had this massive line for autographs that did not dwindle. People were still out there.
I saw a couple live streams of it. It looked like a lot of fun.
It was, yeah. I mean, whether you saw information from like Ghostbusters News or I don't know if Jason was there that year. I think he's been there once before, but we had Ghost Beacon. He was there. He's there almost every year. Phil's a great guy. We had, if you're a fan of the Ghostbusters, you probably have heard of the Moog League Club.
Yep.
Eric Christensen was there. Everyone was out there having a great time, even in the rain. So that showed us like, oh, okay, we got nothing to worry about. Because I mean, the first year it was the tail end of COVID, 2020. So
yep.
It was the tail end of COVID. That's when like it wasn't even an annual event. It was just us because we, the Buffalo Ghostbusters did a GoFundMe for the sign. Because have you ever heard the original story?
Not fully.
Okay. Original story goes, there was a late night conversation between Dan Lieberg and Brent Hollingsworth, who, both Buffalo Ghostbusters, and also Brent actually is in Arizona, so he's also a part of the Arizona team as well. So shout out to the Arizona Ghostbusters.
Did he used to live in Buffalo? Sorry.
Yeah. He was living. He lived here for his job for a few years, and then he rotated back to Arizona for family. So the two of them are having this late night conversation because the firehouse has half of the Ghostbusters 2 sign. Okay. Now I say half because you gotta figure, one, props for movies are not built to last 40 years. Okay. For one. Two, it was a movie prop, so it hasn't really held up that well. And what Hook and Ladder 8 used to do was they would occasionally hang it outside. Well, when you only have one part, and that one part is kind of like held together by like packaging tape and other kinds of bonding products, it's not going to hold up too well. They have it inside the firehouse, so if you actually go there to visit, you can actually check it out because they have it right above all their patch collections, and their patch collections is always ever evolving. So if you're a part of a Ghostbuster group, you can actually send it into them, or even if you're there to visit, give them the patch. They will rotate the patches around, and eventually yours is going to be right there posted. They do that on a regular basis. I mean, think about how many hundreds of Ghostbuster franchises there are out there. So the idea was, we had heard that there was going to be a Hollywood collectibles sign, which it isn't 1-to-1 scale, but it was a light up sign, and we're like, hey, maybe we could do a GoFundMe to raise money for that, so that they have some kind of a sign that they can occasionally hang out there. So it kind of looks, give it some of the look of the original. But what happened was, fans like yourself and everyone else out there, they blew the GoFundMe out of the water within a matter of days.
Yep.
And it grew to the point where like okay, not only could we get our hands on a Hollywood collectibles, it was to the point where, yeah, we could reach out to a sign company and get
Fully
an
made.
actual one made. So the first year, you can even see there's images on Buffalo Ghostbusters Facebook page. Go ahead and check them out, please. If you're not already following the Buffalo Ghostbusters, please go there, like and follow the page on Facebook, or you can actually go to buffaloghostbusters.com. Because that's also, if you're interested in Ghostbusters Day, that's going to be your end all be all best source for any information. Okay, if you're looking to do reservations, there's the Holland Hotel, which is basically where most of the Ghostbuster fans who are coming to visit go. It's very affordable. It's a fun hangout as well. It's just a cool place, and it's even if you take like a lift in from, because technically it's right in Jersey, right before the Holland Tunnel, and it's like a quick Uber ride over. And you don't have to worry about parking, because let's face it, New York City and parking, it's not exactly cheap. If you know what I'm saying, so it is not cheap at all. It is not cheap. I mean, it's one of the best things to do, and you just have like, they have enclosed like a private parking lot, so it's not on the street. So the hotel, it's great because then you're just surrounded by all friends, just fellow Ghostbusters. You're hanging out. We have some pizza. We order pizzas and all different food, and we just hang out and have a great time on the patio. It's a cool kind of just relaxing there after the actual day. So
the first year, my computer just died. Can you hear me still?
Did it die in your arms tonight? Yes,
well,
I heard you. So you're saying the first year,
the very first year that HasLab, the HasLab team showed up. Were they planned to show up, or was it kind of like a surprise to you guys?
The first year that HasLab showed up, which was not last year but the year before.
Yeah, with the trap. Right there, showing off the trap in PKE meter.
I will say this: I did not know. Okay, I did not know that they were showing up. I was saying, wait a minute, that's Emily from Hasbro. Oh, okay. So, because one, we got to have some surprises for the day of. So, everyone behind the scenes, especially the president of Buffalo Ghostbusters, Dan Liberg, and one half of that illustrious conversation that sparked the whole thing to begin with. He's always working on, like, literally, the day or two after, or a few days after the Ghostbusters Day, he's already starting
planning the next one,
because it's turning into this. It's a free fan event.
Yeah.
You don't have to pay admission. You're not, there's no like entry fees, and it's a block party. It's just a big fun block party,
And it's not like it's just like a little thing either. Like there's lots to do there still. Like there's
I mean,
like you said, there's bands playing and
yeah, we had the past couple years we've had the Alessi brothers, and they are awesome. They are great. They're great. Mad Splatter, which is a rock band. And several of their members are Ghostbuster fans themselves.
Nice.
So last year was the second year with Mad Splatter. We actually got an actual stage to be put up. So, between that and both bands being able to perform in the rain.
I was surprised. I'm surprised that actually happened.
Full disclosure, I was nervous in the service. I was like, I'm just like, man,
something's gonna short out. Let's go.
I mean, I'm an Irish Pollock, so Murphy's Law is a constant in my universe. So yeah, I was all kinds of nervous. I'm sure everyone was, but no, everything was fine. They made sure that if there was anything, plus the DJ was monitoring the sound equipment at all times, so that was great. He was helping them swap mics around, so that was good. But not like the first year I got to interview I think his name is Adam, because me and I flagged Archer over so he could interview him, because when they had the tuna box, I held the trap in my hand. I was like, in my head, he was telling us, he was like oh, the electronics aren't there, but this is basically what it's going to feel like. And I'll be honest, back in my head, I was like, I don't care if there's no electronics in here. This thing feels so friggin' legit. And plus,
did it feel as heavy as what?
Oh yes, it's the same weight. It's literally the same thing.
Nice.
The same thing from what I held that day, and Archer held, and so many others were there, and it was it was legit. It was so legit, it's not even funny. Want to say hello to a few more people. We got Vine Jungle on the chat. Thank you for coming through. And by the way, if anyone wants to join the conversation, the link is in the description below, guys. We got Vine Jungle Figure Factory in the chat. Thank you for popping through. Again, if anyone wants to join the conversation, we will be talking about a few other things, but I had to touch base on everything that people have been talking about the cancellations. But with Ghostbusters Day,
canceled?
huh? Or not cancellations, the delays. I'm sorry,
Okay.
I used the wrong wording. I'm sorry, but no, like that trap that he had was it's felt like exactly what I got as far as the HasLab. Okay,
quality wise,
the PKE, we got to hold the PKE. I'm like, okay, yeah. So it was basically, it's just that the electronics weren't finalized. So
makes sense.
They were probably still working on sound features and everything. And I'll be honest, they've killed it with every HasLab that they've done.
I agree.
Now, as someone who was, I used to be like a toy reviewer. I am a toy collector, as you guys couldn't tell with all the friggin' action figures behind me. But I'll be honest, like, I'd never gone in on a HasLab before.
Really?
When I did the Frozen Afterlife pack. That was my first HasLab. And I like that, they did the wand first, and everyone kept saying, like, why do they have the wand with the extra connectors unless they're going to do a pack? And we're like, everyone's saying, like, it'd be it would be great if they did a pack, but then also the logistics of it, like how would it work? Because it would be bigger than most previous HasLabs. If you go through Hasbro's history, Jabba's barge, which is massive, and people still sell that for like 800 bones on the secondary markets. But Star Wars fans, let's be honest, they go all out. We know a few that'll be streaming later tonight, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, that's one thing. But everything from the Sentinels, they've done an actual massive Ant-Man. They've done a lot of big things. Of course, who can forget the Razor Crest? And then Disney destroyed it. But apparently, he's getting a new one in that new movie. So hey, okay,
we'll see.
Maybe it's gonna be Mark II HasLab Razor Crest Mark II. Who knows? Your light keeps going out there. Mood lighting.
My computer screen. I don't know why it keeps.
You got like a little energy saver mode on here or something?
No,
the monitor goes out.
My monitor just keeps turning off, and I don't know why.
But like, I was nervous. I was like, okay, I'll go in on this, and I'll be honest. My pack is heavily modified, not just physically.
Mine too.
Not just physically. It is. Let me see if I can. There we go. So you can see a better view of. Well, you can see. Oh, you got. What is it? Whatchamacallit? Not Muncher. I'm blanking on his name right now.
Pukey.
Yeah, you got Pukey there, which I believe is 3D printed, right?
Yeah, I have Slimer right behind him too. But yeah.
So you can see I've physically heavily modified my HasLab Proton Pack.
It's a thing of beauty. That's what I must say.
I got the thong, and the thong is courtesy of Millennium Workshop. He was amazing to do that for me.
Nice.
I've now learned how to do that myself now. Maybe it probably won't come out as good, but I 3D printed the wraparound iron arm.
Nice. Did you do the full iron arm or just the wrap piece? If you don't mind me asking.
I did the full one.
The full arm.
I did the full one. And shameless plug. I am not affiliated with Mitre Repel, but I'd highly recommend this glue. This stuff. You have the liquid, then you have the spray. They bond on contact, literally 5 seconds. And you better be wearing gloves when you're rocking this stuff. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck to whatever you're gluing. This stuff is this is just because long story short, one of my wife's coworkers knew that I was into 3D printing. He's the one that talked my wife into saying, "Well, hey, your husband should get a P1S by Bamboo Labs."
Okay, fine.
Of course, I didn't take all his information. He originally said, "Oh, get the P1S." I was like, well, "I'll go with the P1P. It was a little bit cheaper, but then I wanted to pay that difference getting the enclosure kit for it anyway." So, long story short, go with what people recommend. So, I got into that, and he was like, okay, this is the glue that you guys want to use, and it bonds like there's no tomorrow. That iron arm came off once, so then I used this stuff to bond it on there. It ain't going nowhere. You won't be able to remove it. Otherwise, the only way I'm going to be able to remove it is, I don't know where it is. You're gonna have to use like a Dremel or some kind of a cutting blade to cut through that. The stuff is it goes nowhere. I mean, I've replaced so much on there, like the labels and everything. I mean, and it's kind of a Frankenstein. I have a Spangler wand on there, and that's the other thing. The 84s. Okay, it's great that you're delaying the 84 packs. Hasbro, we haven't had the 84 wands in stock since like summer.
It's like 6 months almost, like if not more.
What's going on, people?
I honestly feel like they're redesigning it almost, like going to upgrade it.
Well, here's the thing. I'm gonna debunk that. Here's the thing. People have said, and they've even said with interviews. In fact, with Archer, there's an interview at New York City Comic Con where they were talking with him and the Real Nerdbusters. They were talking with Emily, and Emily said that the Spangler wand is backwards compatible.
Yeah.
So as far as like, redesigning anything, there's really nothing for them to redesign though. If you think about it.
No, it's true.
So based on that, I kind of have to say, I don't think they're redesigning anything.
But that's what. So I agree with you. First and foremost,
my problem is some people have said, "Hey, well, why don't you just take the wand off of that one?" I can't, because if you notice, it already has the cheddar wedge on it. It has the cheese block on there, so I've already modified it. So I mean, and plus, I mean, I want the 84 wand. I want the 84, the nice clean looking one. That's the thing, because with the 84 pack, it's gonna have, we won't have to put any extra boards in the pack like we have with this one to keep alive. But even to keep alive wasn't sending the right proper charge into the wands unless you bought the corresponding circuit board that you have to then install into it, and not everyone's going to be comfortable with doing that. Yours truly. So I mean, there's things. I love seeing that people already have the brackets for the Alice frame already out there on the markets, which is great. People are going to have their Alice frames and all the brackets and the hardware before they, months before they get the pack. So
I got everything's already set up for it.
and I'll be honest, the 84 pack, I mean, the HasLab pack is so much lighter compared to, with the exception of 3D printed packs, let's be honest. With the exception of 3D printing packs, they're like neck and neck with the HasLabs, in my opinion, as far as weight.
Really? I've never tried a 3D, like a full 3D printed pack.
The Flux pack I have up there, the Back to the Future one.
Yeah. Now, how much?
That thing. Let me see if I can zoom in. Not on my face, people. See if I can bring this down just a little bit.
It's a thing of beauty. I saw it when you were in Toronto.
Yeah. I was nervous at Fan Expo. My first time 3D printing a proton pack, and I'm walking around with that on my back, because you can see, like, I replaced the crank knob with the time circuit switch.
Yep.
I have, and also the I have Mr. Fusion right at the top.
Mr. Fusion.
Of the booster tube. I have the flux capacitor, and actually the flux capacitor, I got smart. See, when it comes to making props, just think out of the box. I found, because years ago, I made a 80% scale proton pack, which was a Spirit Halloween that I just spray painted silver.
Okay, yeah.
Added different doodads on there. And I used a Yahtzee flux capacitor, so when it shakes around, it automatically lights up. That's what I used. No brainer.
Smart.
But since I have 3D printers, I also 3D printed the time circuit display and the keypad. The keypad, that was my belt gizmo in this, and I had all this hanging on the belt, and you see there's extra wires sticking out. They Velcro. Yes, all that is 3D printed except for the keypad and the switches on the side. Aside from that, Yeah, everything else is 3D printed. And I had the wires hot glued together in a little plastic tube that I printed and put a Velcro pad so it attaches to the proton pack, so it looks like it's
Nice.
all connected. And the wands, that's all 3D printed too.
Ooh, nice.
So I did the wand and everything. I kind of goofed on one small thing, but unless you're paying attention, you won't really notice.
That's
I
fair.
mean, everything on here, like, let me see if I can zoom in. So, yeah, I have the DMC here. I actually have an L wire underneath the mesh here. So it looks like the flux bar from the bumper of the DeLorean.
Yep.
So it lights up.
Mhm.
I have little No Ghost gear logo right there.
Nice.
I added now this piece right, the black and yellow that you see right there.
Yep.
That's an extra piece that usually goes on one of the tubes, one of the posts that you see. But I'm like, okay, what if I make the top yellow? And then it looks like from Back to the Future 1 when Doc opens up the plutonium chamber, the cap.
Yep.
So that just worked on so many levels. I played with some brass filaments, some brass color filaments on there, and blue to for the whole Back to the Future look. I played with so much stuff on here, and it just worked out. I threw some caution tape. That
It looks
worked
good.
because I had trouble getting the ribbon to wrap a certain way, so I just used caution tape. I'm like, that's going to go with the whole aesthetic of it. The light
works.
is washing it out right now, but on the top part, I actually have there's a badge up there that you really can't see because everything's being washed out as far as the lighting. But I have the speedometer up there. Just for display purposes, I do have the NECA Marty McFly up there, and then the NECA Doc Brown.
I was gonna say I don't remember seeing those.
Holding up the USA Today paper, just sitting, standing right there.
Yes.
And if you notice on the end filter, I do have the DeLorean wheel. I
Yep.
have the tire and the hubcap right there. And what's
You gotta
cool
make
is
that spin. You gotta make it spin.
no. But I mean, I do have it where like when you turn it on, you hear the engine rev up.
Yup.
And you have the time circuits. You hear time circuits. You hear the engine revving, and then when
Nice.
you're blasting, when it overheats, you hear the car revving up and hitting 88 miles per hour, and you get the sonic booms when it's doing the vent feature. So I played around with the sound effects. So, I mean, but this is the back is a Ben and Kent motherboard.
I'm waiting on mine.
Well, the problem was, hey, Master Kekilius, we got Master Kekilius in the chat, Master K. But I mean, with this, it was like my first time 3D printing a proton pack, and mind you, I did this on a smaller printer than the new printer I have. And I had to orientate things and try to mold things in certain spots, get them to bond in certain spots. I mean, the Clippard valve,
Yep.
that's 3D printed.
Really?
It's 3D printed. I just got labels from Moby Signs and slapped it onto the pack.
I love his sign, his
the
labels.
Yeah, Moby Sign makes some of the best stuff, and he is supposed to be working on HasLab Ecto 1 labels.
Yep.
So those who are hoping, that's going to be a thing. It's going to be interesting to see as far as the adhesive though. How it really turns out.
Or yeah, that's where I'm curious too.
You know, are you going to have to use some Goo Gone to remove it? Like the ladder on the booster bar that I just played with blue silk filament and some of that brass color, because I really think the brass pops more than gold. Because I have glowed at the base of the Clippard, but then I went with the brass color, so you can see the big differences right there.
Yeah.
But this was like, I can't tell you how many times I printed parts because trial and error on how to get things smooth and sand it down. I wound up using this automotive paint that Rex from Millennium Workshop spun me onto. He says,
what paint?
Huh?
Which paint was it?
It was a special automotive spray paint. I have it saved somewhere.
Okay.
In one of my
message you with it. I'm curious.
Because I mean, I was using silver filament.
Oh.
And even with like prime, like silver, because usually I love to use Rust-Oleum.
Yep.
Which is great because it primes, does paint. But I wanted something to get more of that metallic look, and that paint that he spun me onto really came out great.
Nice.
It dried pretty quick too. But mind you, I don't have a garage. I don't have a basement. I'm doing this on like a balcony of a second-story apartment.
It's fair.
very
it's fair.
limited space. That's where we keep our bicycles out there. You know, it's like very limited space. So, but yeah, this thing, everything held together.
Nice.
Being bumped around at Fan Expo.
Well, how'd you travel with it?
Well, we had it in the car in our
Do you have a
SUV.
do
We
you
had
have
it
a
in the
case
back.
for it though, or no? Or just
No.
loose? Just
Nope,
loose?
no case.
Oh,
No
you're
case.
risky.
Yeah. I mean, one, I live in an apartment, so trying to
That's
drag like a big travel case down the stair, it's not conducive. I mean, I did get something at one point in time, but now we just use it for like clothing storage, or should I
Yeah,
say, my
that's
wife uses it for clothing storage. Uh, but like, let me move over to the. Let's move there, and I'll zoom in on the Frozen Empire. Excuse the lightsabers. I'm trying to find a good space to display, because those are the ones me and Archer have been 3D printing, the
nice.
lightsabers.
Yep.
But aside from that, you see the bumper. Everything is pretty much still stock, except for like I said, I replaced the hose loom, so it has that caution stripe. I know some people think like caution stripe is like the glitter of the GB universe, but hey, uh, I replaced that. I did also do the Moby sign. And this channel, this stream is not sponsored by Moby Signs, but hey, if you want to sponsor me,
Honestly though, right?
everything like no, honestly, everything I have is Moby Signs. He does sell a sticker set for the Ecto 1 Kenner Ecto 1.
Yep.
So if you have an old
your
Kenner Ecto 1, yeah,
and your own car as well.
yes. So all the labels I have on the HasLab Proton Pack, that's his stuff too.
Nice.
I replaced all the labels on there. But like I have the lens diffusers
Mhm.
on there, so it has, because I love weathered looks. So the Afterlife, the Frozen Empire, that was I just had to do that. I love the slight little differences they've done. I still have to do the terminal block,
Nice.
which let me see.
Working on it.
I have a 3D printer right here.
Ooh. Where did you
QPAC
get
files.
that file?
QPAC
QPAC
files.
Nice.
Yeah, the QPAC Mark IV. He has those on there, and I glued these on there so they're not going anywhere.
Nice.
You know, and then you got all your spaces right there.
I want that so badly. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, I printed this off the P1S,
Really?
not even the H2S. So yeah,
One piece? Or did you
this
glue
is
the back on?
this is one piece. Let me see if camera. Here we go. So yeah, that's one piece.
Nice.
Now the brass parts, that's
Yeah,
separate.
they're
You know, gold PLA silk. I'm saying it's
really, they look
Yeah.
real. They look real.
that's the thing that's kind of freaked a lot of people out, is some of the stuff I've 3D printed. It looks real because that silk PLA just comes out looking amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. But then if you're a Da Vinci, when it comes to painting, like people like Millennium Workshop, you can just, all he does is just straight black. But I mean, the way he paints, he makes stuff look immaculate. Some goofball like me, I try to 3D print stuff so that it kind of looks,
You gotta paint some like spare parts and just play around with
Well-
it. Get used to
well,
working
one,
with it, right?
I don't have this. I don't have an airbrushing kit. That's one of my problems.
That's fair.
Okay. And right now it's cold, so painting outside on the balcony is not really a thing.
Yep.
So I mean,
right there with you.
Where is it now? Let's see here.
I'm like trying to like spray stuff in my garage, and it's just like, nope, doesn't even work in there.
Let me turn the firehouse around just a little bit. But I mean, like I've replaced and that was another thing. I did hand paint some of the stuff on the Frozen, on the Afterlife HasLab. Let me see if I can move over. I don't think you'll be able to see it right there, but you see like where you have the hoses going up towards the top.
Yep.
That's not supposed where the blue is. If you have a stock Afterlife HasLab, it's not gold. It's not brass.
Yeah.
They're both black.
Yep.
I hand painted them gold and hand painted it gray so that it looks more like the actual parts.
Nice.
So I mean, I did little things like that. You can see on the on the post right there with the one hose that goes there. I painted that. So I mean, I wanted to look as legit as possible, you know.
It's fair.
So, but
So I
3D
replaced all my wires. I replaced everything on it that I could.
I actually have to take that pack apart because I have something that's not firing up the right way. It's the switch.
Like the
Because what
turn on switch?
Yes, the power
Yeah.
switch. Because when I replace the iron arm, it doesn't hold the stock switch in there just right. So I'm gonna have to get a replacement switch so that I can turn it on and off. Sometimes it turns on, sometimes it doesn't. So right now
Ooh.
it's just a paperweight.
It's-
So that's another reason why. Here's a question for both of us. What do you think of Ghostbusters 2016? I will let my guest go first.
So, as a Ghostbuster film, I don't like it. As a
Okay.
film on its own and doing its own thing, if it was named anything else other than Ghostbusters, I love it. It was
Okay.
entertaining. It was fun. It was something different, kind of thing, if that makes sense for the franchise. But to me, it didn't feel like a Ghostbusters film.
Okay.
If that
Now,
makes sense.
I'm gonna give my 2 cents on it. And I mean, anyone who follows me might have heard me say this a few dozen times. My thing is, if it wasn't taking place in New York City, if it was in Boston, or if it was in San Diego, anywhere else, it would have worked. But the way that they went was, okay, let's do it in New York City. Let's do it in a universe where the Ghostbusters don't exist. I mean, they went with a villain that wasn't even related to anything that we've seen before on live screen.
It's true.
Okay, so they could have done. It could have been Boston. It could have been could have been Rochester, New York. Nothing against Rochester. I'm just saying. It could be anywhere in New York State. Could have been in Pennsylvania. Could have been anywhere in the country. And they could have been like, maybe it was someone that met Professor Venkmans at some point in time, and like, hey, you want to be a franchise somewhere? We have fan films. Freddy versus the Ghostbusters.
Yep.
Great fun fan film, and of course the sequel. I'm blanking on the name of the sequel right now, but anyway, you get what I'm saying. It could have been anywhere else. Could have been in Poughkeepsie. In Ghostbusters, could have been anywhere, and they could have done that. They were a new franchise.
Yep.
It could have been like, hey, they got a phone. There's a paranormal scientist, and someone could have said, hey, I remember hearing about a group of people in New York City, or hell, and the fact that they got Sigourney Weaver in there,
actually on screen during the film,
yeah. So I mean, they could have done like, maybe she was a colleague of Egon's, and they're like, hey, these guys, they had their own nuclear accelerators that they used as for capturing. Maybe you guys could come up with your own stuff, and they could have been
tweak them kind of thing.
Yeah, like a side spin-off. I mean, come on. I mean, they could have written it where it's just them establishing a different part of the country, and just so happens that there's a hotbed of activity happening, and these four tremendous ladies were busted heads in a spiritual sense. But they didn't do that. And the fact that they did it in New York City, and second, they basically made caricatures of the original actors. I mean, Dan Aykroyd as a cabbie talking about Class 5 ghosts like he knows it off like the back of his hand. That was a little bit weird, but okay. This is almost like Vin Diesel on Triple X. A stockbroker reading the Wall Street Journal on a Sunday. Okay, I can go with it. But where you messed up was the waitress in the high heels. That was basically the thing. It's like you do. I mean, regardless, I know some people who bashed the movie because it was an all-female cast. So what?
I didn't mind the all-female cast.
No.
Like it was
Melissa
good.
McCarthy is hilarious as hell in everything that she's in, practically. Okay, Kate McKinnon, phenomenal. She cracks me the hell up. And all things aside, she's drop dead gorgeous. I'm just keeping it a buck. I'm keeping it real, boys. I mean, everybody was tremendous, and they were all great, But of all things, you have and they made fun of the originals if you think about it, because there's that tossaway line in Ghostbusters 1 when Venkman says to Janine, someone with your qualifications would have no trouble, getting a job in the housekeeping or hotel industry, and she's the concierge at the one hotel. They made jokes of them all, and Venkman is the naysayer. He's the non-believer, the icto facto peck, if you will, for that movie, and he gets killed. I mean, that's one thing in Ghostbusters.
Come back for the next one.
In the Ghostbusters live action movies, we've never seen someone straight out killed.
Honestly, though, it's true.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, we've seen people get. Oh well, no, I take that back. Afterlife, Ivo Shandor.
Oh, okay, yeah.
By Gozer,
but until that point, though,
yes,
that was the first one. That was the first death on.
So
on
I mean, the cast. I mean, Hemsworth was freaking hilarious.
He stole the show, truthfully.
I mean, he's like, do you even have lenses on? No, they just think you look smart. Sandwich? Hey, can I get something to drink? No.
See, to me, where they dropped with the characters was they were all very similar. They weren't distinctive in the design of the characters.
You had the everyday person played by Leslie.
Yep.
But on the nose, her uncle happens to be the original actor who was the everyday person. So again,
but her character was the most original out of all three of those.
My gripe is if they would have done it in any other city, it would have been good. Okay, it might. And I'll be honest, me and a couple friends of mine, one friend in particular, we both loved the technology, how rough it looked. Yes. Because if you think about Ghostbusters, the trap, even the proton pack looks pretty damn refined for something just thrown around in a dilapidated, demilitarized zone of a firehouse that has substandard energy needs. I mean, their equipment really looked like it was really thrown together.
Yep, and you see the design of it change throughout the film.
Yeah, I mean, their proton packs is basically a strainer over their version of the cyclotron. The bottom part's like a toolbox. It looks very rough and thrown together. Love that kind of rustic look, Yep,
it's true. Like, don't get me wrong, like I love all Ghostbusters and any iteration of it. It's just, to me, that film is an Elseworld story.
Yeah,
right. It was meant to be.
They have crossed over in the comics.
Yep,
but the thing to remember is, like, because I know there are people out there that are very negative, even to this day. 10 years later. 10 years later, people are still, there are some people who have their opinions and they're entitled to them. But if you think about it, we might not have gotten Afterlife if it wasn't for 2016.
Yeah.
Keeping Ghostbusters kind of alive, so to speak, because the last time we had anything was like late 90s. I think it was late 90s when we had Extreme Ghostbusters.
Yep.
Maybe close to 2000 or around 2000. But other than that, I mean, we haven't had any live action content, really. I mean, the closest we get is Ghostbusters, the video game, and, of course, the remastered version. That was the closest we had to anything.
For years, people thought that's all we were going to get.
I mean, hell, I still break it out once in a while and play it.
Me too. Me too. What do you play it on?
PC.
PC? Nice.
I'm a PC person. Like, when it comes to shooting games, I have to be on PC. That's just how I roll. But when it comes to fighting, I got my PS5.
Nice.
But or racing, it's PS5 to do way better on. But I mean, if it wasn't for that, we might not have gotten Afterlife or Frozen Empire. I know some people I know kind of pans or gave a little side eye to some aspects of Frozen Empire, but that's a whole other stream right there. But I mean, that's just the thing of it is, you're not going to please everybody all the time. Let's look at Star Wars fans right now with the whole Kathleen Kennedy issue. I'll be honest, I'm someone who feels slightly relieved, but I don't just flat out hate her. It's kind of like a sports coach that has overstayed their welcome.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Coincidentally, Buffalo Bills, they decided to release Sean McDermott, our head coach of the past 9 years, but the GM that he helped bring in is still there, and he was promoted. So he's the GM and the president of operations right now. Makes no sense. And there's a lot of people that have criticism about, like, why would he be promoted? And apparently part of the thing was with McDermott being released, supposedly, this is speculation, unconfirmed news, that supposedly the issue was him and Brandon Beane, the general manager, were not seeing eye to eye, and they had some heated discussions.
I could see
so Brandon Beane was like, "Hey, well, you know, he's not playing ball. Let's just get him out here." And the thing was, for 9 years, he's done a tremendous job, because for a number of years, Buffalo Bills, we had issues holding a coach and quarterbacks until we got Josh Allen. We went through quarterbacks every 2 or 3 years. Same thing with coaches on average. We've had coaches like Rick Ryan and a few others there, but that's a whole other story. My thing with Kathleen Kennedy is, you know, she's in her 70s. She should be retired by now. You know, she shouldn't. I mean, if you want to be part of the creative, I'm all for that. But I mean, my whole thing is, I have nothing against her because if you look at it, she's been a part of the Indiana Jones movies throughout the 80s and 90s. She's been a part of some of the most amazing stuff out there. It's just that because she's the one who signs off on certain things, she's getting the blame of it. She's not the person who came up with the idea, but she's the person that gave a stamp of approval. So fans want to blame someone. And the one thing that annoys me is this. People are like, "Oh, the chosen one is taking over now." No, it's not. Well, no. You were the chosen one. You were our president. Catholic. No, okay. But no. The thing is people are forgetting it's not Dave Filoni. It's Dave Filoni and another person.
Yeah.
And you need to acknowledge her as well. And you're not. This is something I actually posted on Instagram about. Let me pull that up if I can. Because I kind of pointed out how a certain person, Star Wars Theory, he was talking crap about Kathleen being gone and saying, "Oh, Dave Filoni." Yeah, but Dave Filoni isn't the only person. No. There's other people out there. You need to recognize those other people who are going to be part of the conversation. You know,
Dave would have messed up a lot without Sam. Truthfully, in my mind,
what was that?
Dave would have messed up in a lot of places with Clone Wars without Sam. If he didn't have Sam correcting him, kind of thing, he called him out on a bunch of stuff.
Sam needs a corporate job at Disney for the Lucas for the Star Wars division. I don't care who you are.
No, I agree with you.
I don't care who you are. It is, yeah. So, I mean, that's the thing. Sam Witwer, who a lot of people, they know him from doing the some of the Star Wars video games and voicing Darth Maul, but I know him from a season of Smallville, from a little known show called Being Human, which was a remake of a UK show.
Yep.
And of course, he also was on Supergirl. I mean, he's done a lot of. He was on Battlestar Galactica. So I mean, he is one of us. He is a nerd.
And
he is a nerd, and I mean that's the thing. It's like, yeah, we have Dave Filoni now, and I'm trying to remember the young girl's name. I'm blanking on her name right now. So Laura something, it begins with an L, I think. Lin-Wen Brennan is now the co-president. Now I think Disney said, "Hey, let's look at Warner Brothers in DC, James Gunn." But James Gunn is not the only person in it. They have a corporate person, kind of like, okay, you know, to keep him in line, like, hey, you know, this is not viable, or hey, we think maybe you're trying to do too much too quickly, slow things down.
I think
so you have to have that balance. You have to have the dark side and the light side. You know?
I honestly think that it's partially that, but also that he doesn't know the business side of things. when it comes to the creative aspects of it. Right? He's a producer, he's a creator,
Yes.
but he's never run a studio
I mean,
before.
you can have an idea person, but you also need someone. You can have someone who has their head in the clouds, but you have to have someone that can ground them too. You
Yep.
know, like, hey, I don't mean ground them, but like ground their thoughts, keep them in reality. I also want to say hello. We got Steven Mercado in the chat. We also have Tiger. He's one of my gamer friends. Does game streams on Fortnite on his channel.
Oh, nice.
Tiger XX89. A while back, I actually made him a Fortnite battle crown with his gamer tag on it.
Nice.
So he's a friend of the channel. Thank you for stopping through. See here, we got Sarami, who is one of his gamer friends. Thank you, Sarami, for popping through here as well. Yeah, he must be streaming right now, so he had a few people come through. I appreciate that. But yeah, when it comes to Star Wars, I mean, it's not just Dave Filoni. People are saying all they're doing is talking about Dave Filoni. No, we need to congratulate. I want to say her name is pronounced Lynwen. Is Lynwen. Brennan is her last name. We need to not just congratulate Dave Filoni, but we need to congratulate her. But also, I don't think Star Wars would presently be in its current position as far as like The Mandalorian was a home run. Let's be honest.
Yep.
Mandalorian was a home run, giving us a old West gunslinger vibe to Star Wars. Something we didn't necessarily see before. Excuse me. At least in live action, let's be honest. In the novels, the stories, that's a whole other thing. I still would love to see an Old Republic live action done in some kind of shape or form, but that's a whole other story. But I mean, you can't just say, oh, it's Dave Filoni. No, it's also her. We need to congratulate her. Okay. It's not just, you can't just do one person and not the other. And the problem is if they're still having failures, a lot of the fans are still going to praise Dave, but they're going to crap on her.
Yep.
Which is the sad truth. And that's kind of like,